Martin Donnelly, thank you so much for inviting me to your favourite bar, which is the Harp in Kildare town.
Thanks for joining me, Gary. Great to welcome you into the Harp.
Yeah, and just so that people realise this is real, I'm in the fucking back bar and you're in the front bar. Fantastic.
Yeah. So if we're shouting at each other, that's fine.
So, why is it your favourite bar?
This is my favourite bar. So the club I grew up playing football with, which is Alistown GA, this would be our local spot. This would be where we'd hang out after matches, sometimes before matches. So yeah, no, good spot. Great memories. Probably once or twice during matches, skipped out on them. So yeah, look, a great spot. Some. I was actually thinking about it during the week, and just some great memories. With some even better people. So yeah, look, it's just the local club, and we're a rural club. Probably 15, 15 kilometers, 15 kilometers outside Kildare,
Right.
Kildare town, and yeah, this would be where we'd hang out, yeah.
So, for international listeners, Kildare town is sort of over the years. What is it now? Is it? I wouldn't like to say it's a satellite town for Dublin, but it's one of the bordering counties. Is that fair?
Yeah, I suppose to be a commuter town for Dublin traditionally. More recently, we have Kildare Village, which put us on the map. So lots of people coming shopping. I suppose when I was a kid, would have had the Irish National Stud and the Japanese Gardens, and what else did it have? The Curragh Racecourse just out the road. So I suppose, yeah, a lot of racing. So actually, the Harp would be a good mix of lads from Ellistown and people working in the racing industry out in the Curragh.
Yeah, Bloodstock.
So so
I
traditionally in the next half hour, it'd start picking up to get busy on a Monday morning.
for the Bloodstock or for in general the roads.
Sure, I wanted the same.
The same. So here we are. We're sitting in the Harp Bar. You've won a match that you were all sober for. I take it. I take it again when you say football. That's the GAA variety.
Oh God, yeah. So there is only one football.
Isn't that very interesting? Because when you go around the world, as you know, and you say football in the UK, it's soccer. Yeah. You go down to Australia and you say football and it's the AFL stuff. And then you go to America and it's the NFL stuff. So in Ireland, football is GAA football, right?
Yeah. I was having this conversation actually because we recently set up in the States with DCI, but a guy that we're working with over there was like his daughter is calling football, she's calling soccer football, and he's like, no, football is football, soccer is soccer. And like we've the same conversations in our house. And like football is football, soccer is soccer. He's like, wait, what's your football? And I was like, Gaelic football. He's like, okay.
Some sports, but it's ironic that some of the sports use their hands more than they do with their feet. So it can be confusing. So you're sitting there, you're in the front, I'm in the back, and there's 100 fellas after coming back from a winning match, and you're gonna actually profoundly affect them with a great quote. What is it?
I'd have to pick. I think the optimist dies is probably one of my favorite quotes.
Hold on a second. The optimist dies.
Yeah.
That's it. Like that's the
That's the quote. Yeah. Well, because it has to be explained. So it comes from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great, where he spent some time with an ex-US admiral he was a POW in Vietnam. Stockdale was his surname. Can never remember his first name.
yeah.
But he was walking across the front lawn or something in Stanford. He just said to Stockdale that you must be very optimistic to. I think he spent 7 years as a prisoner of war, and he said you must be very optimistic to survive 7 years as a prisoner of war. And he just replied saying, he said the optimist dies, and he's like, what do you mean the optimist dies?
Yeah.
He says, well, you need to keep faith and stay positive, but you need to face the harsh realities of your truth. So like that, you obviously you stay positive, but you keep focused on, well, this is the situation I'm in. this is my reality, but I will be okay and I will get through it. Whereas optimism seems to be everything's going to be fine, everything's going to be great, but there has to be a realism to it.
But Martin, isn't that as we live in life, we realize that words matter, but not always,
Immensely so, Gary.
and not
Your words have
always
energy.
absolutely. And you know, optimist doesn't mean you have to be a polarized optimist, or a pessimist doesn't mean you have to be a polarized pessimist. We can all be a match up of all the different bits at different times in different circumstances. So that's what I'm finding in the world at the moment is, you know, everybody's, oh, he's an optimist or he's a pessimist. Well, my life tells me, and maybe yours has, we're all sort of a mashup of different, aren't we?
Yeah, depends what day it is. What happened an hour earlier?
Or yesterday, I'm not sure whether Kildare had a winning day yesterday, but that can affect whether you're
Oh,
optimistic with the season.
we tore it up over the weekend.
Yeah. And the weekend before, you probably got ripped. And it was, and same team, same whatever, but you have a totally different view on your chances this year, right?
Yeah. It's a bit of a sore spot at the moment for Kildare GA fans.
I
But
know, I
yeah, we're
know.
hanging in there. Look, as I always say, look, it doesn't look again. The winning and losing it doesn't really matter. I suppose once you have effort and once you're competing and have effort and lots of effort, just effort, effort, effort. I mean, that's all you can do.
Well, that's the truth, and we're getting philosophical on this particular episode. But you know, the world does
Is
get,
it Joe round again?
yeah, yeah. I'll get you a cup of tea in a few minutes, Martin. Okay, okay. But you know yourself, the world gets run by those who turn up. And I think one of the more and more important things as we go more digitized, as we have more communication tools, we're actually being separated more because we've more reasons not to meet. But the world gets run by those who keep turning up. And I'm sure you've seen that in your own sporting pedigree. But so you're productive. You're a productive guy. You're now after deciding that you're going to spearhead setting up a new business unit in the US. What keeps you motivated and productive?
Uh, yeah, I suppose. Look, it's I suppose it's having small, medium, and short term kind of goals and targets. So obviously, there's the day to day of what I need to get through today, and I suppose look, it's those little challenges, those things that kind of just push you a little bit outside your comfort zone. That with a bit of effort and a bit of work you can get there, but not too far that you just are like, here, not going to be able to manage that. So yeah, look, it's day to day, week to week, month to month, and kind of year to year. I suppose goals and targets and what you want to do and what you want to achieve and yeah, what you want to get out of your days, what I want to get out of today and what I want to get out of this week, what I need to get out of this month, and then it's like, well, what do you want to achieve throughout the year? So I suppose it's looking at the micro and macro and trying to figure out. I'm not one for writing things down or well, actually, I write things down a lot, but for with regards to goals and targets, I suppose just having them in your head and knowing what you need to get done.
And from your pedigree, are you an engineer by training?
Yeah. Actually, similar to a few guys that you've come across in Western Ireland. Served my time as an electrician, like a lot of lads, So a failed electrician. Went back went back to college, then studied engineering. So yeah, for a man who was in when I was in school, couldn't get out of it quick enough. When I got out of it, I couldn't get back into it quick enough. So yeah, I did my apprenticeships, studied engineering and electrical engineering in DIT, and I've done a few other things as well. I did a degree in Tala, did a master's, then recently in
Yeah,
UCD.
no, as you do. Like, I did a few other things, you know,
Yeah,
as I did another degree. But isn't that the wonderful thing? And I guess we're coming up at this time of year to state exams all over the world, and there's so many people who are listening to their own children. You may be even listening to your own about the junior cert. I'm not sure, but it's okay not to know. It's
yeah,
okay. There seems to be this idea that you have to be born to know that you want to be a X or you want to be a Y. You've actually said that you're a failed electrician and now you've got 2 degrees under your belt. I mean, that's the craziness of this journey thing, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I suppose yeah, my eldest guy is doing the junior cert next year. So yeah, look again, there's many roads to get to your I suppose your destination, and it's just about yeah whether you're academically inclined or not, or what you want to do. But I suppose look if you find what you like doing, or you find something that you enjoy, or something more importantly that pays well, that can that can afford you the opportunity to do the things you like doing. Yeah, look, there's always a route to it. You know, it might take instead of a 4 year degree, it might take 5 or 6 years. But it just like in the grand scheme of things, what's another year or two when you're 22, 23, 24?
I think that's what we're finding as well. A little bit older than yourself, but I might have been a part of the generation where our parents were so proud of us to be the first gang going to college, irrespective of whether we were a doer learner or a theoretical college learner. And so many of us then got to the college and went, "Oh, I wish there was a blended option. I wish I could do a bit of this." And I just think that we're entering an era now with our generation coming back, Martin, where college is not absolutely suitable for everybody. Apprenticeships, traineeships, all that type of stuff. Fantastic options now available. And I think that that's better balance for the type of people that we're producing in school as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it gives again, yeah, it gives a much more balanced, I think, and rounded individual coming out of qualification when they've had experience in the real world and they've had experience in college. Yeah, where you're not just coming out having spent 4 years in college, kind of having the crack, and it's like, oh, I won't go to class today. You know, it's kind of, I suppose it's again gives you that little bit of stress and that little bit of responsibility, and you know to push you to learn these things. And I suppose look, if you don't learn, I suppose managing your own time, motivating yourself at a young age, it gets more difficult as you get older.
And I guess that's what team sports and playing sports does as well. No point in you turning up 5 minutes after the match has started, no matter how good you are. You're
No,
not
no,
playing.
you need to be on it from the get go.
Listen, Martin, it's been short, sharp, and sweet. We've given people a geography lesson, we've given people a history lesson of Kildare. We've talked about education, and we've talked about profoundness of a simple comment and a quote. I've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your time. Good
Been
luck.
great, Gary. It's been emotional. Thank you.
It's been emotional. Yeah. Good luck with the launch of the Deci in the United States. Absolutely deservedly, and do what you're doing here and in Europe and America. So thanks for your time.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Take care.